A new army of darkness is brewing within the DC universe, thus placing the multiverse and everyone alive in peril. Will the Justice League be able to halt this impending doom, or will Dark Crisis come to fruition? Justice League, issue number 75, is very much of remember that time in Avengers Infinity War when Thor struck Thanos with his Stormbreaker axe and he whispered to Thanos' ear, "I told you, I'd kill you, remember?" And Thanos just said, "Hey, Thor, get fucked." And he snapped his fingers and everyone died, half the universe. That's exactly what happens in this book. People die. Basically, Joshua Williamson takes the idea of killing off the Justice League through an Avengers Infinity War fashion. Just when you think the heroes are about to win the day, Ollie nailing his target on Pariah and his machine, this small moment of victory immediately slaps us in the face, resulting in the hero's defeat. But yeah, besides that, Joshua Williamson does a pretty good job. The writing is fast-paced, and because Williamson is such a nerd for past continuity, he's able to take obscure characters like Pariah or President Superman, and in his own subtle and simple way, brings those characters to the fold. So in case any new readers who skipped events like Infinite Frontier or Justice League Incarnate, they can read this and essentially get the quick notes of what's happening. Big bad coming, big bad using a bunch of powerhouse villains, heroes need to stop him before it's too late. When it comes to the book's art, Rafael Sandoval does a pretty good job. He manages to bring this sense of epic scale and power that truly fits well for a comic like this. Just the amount of weight and the epic power that all these characters have and is being put on display is definitely a feast for the eyes, especially the splash pages, where on one front you have the heroes running forward, while on the other side you have major villains under control of the darkness, clashing like a tidal wave. Let's just say it gave me those 90s X-Men cartoon vibes. Overall, Justice League issue number 75 was a straightforward issue. Besides seeing the Justice League Incarnate get killed off alongside the Justice League, nothing else was too surprising. The comic did its job, setting the stage for Dark Crisis. And now with the death of DC's major heroes, I'm curious to see how the DC Universe reacts, especially John Kent when it comes to his dad, or heck, Damian, as well as a lot of cool possibilities for Williamson to pull from. Justice League issue number 75 gets a sexy 9 out of 10. Our story begins like any Justice League comic should, with Black Adam flying above his country of conduct, just doing his everyday thing. But suddenly things are about to get funky for the anti-hero, because without warning, Black Adam is teleported away from Earth Zero. But he ain't the only hero from the DC Universe to get teleported away, because all across planet Earth, various heroes, members of the Justice League, are getting teleported away via the same purple-esque energy that was used on Black Adam. And it turns out that all these heroes, Batman, Superman, Aquaman, they're all getting teleported to the House of Heroes, the HQ for the Justice League Incarnate. Now this is where we get the arrival of President Superman, and our guy here gives the Justice League the update on what's been happening. More specifically, what's been happening during the events of Infinite Frontier and the Justice League Incarnate stories. So basically, Barry Allen, the Flash, is currently trapped within a twisted reality, and Darkseid has been enslaved by the Great Darkness, an ancient evil that has been awakened. And like any major bad guy in comics, the dude has created an army of darkness, a force so powerful that it's capable of unbelievable destruction. And so with this, the Great Darkness is on the move to possess the Bleed, the space between worlds. Therefore, if the heroes don't do anything, then this darkness will overtake the entirety of the multiverse. Meanwhile, you have Zatanna mentioning that her father died back in the day while fighting this thing, back when the Great Darkness caused the last crisis. However, they were able to defeat it and put it back in its place. So the question is asked, why is this time any different? Who's to say that, we can't do it again? But that's when Dr. Universe pops up and tells our heroes that you can't just defeat the darkness. Like, the best thing you can do is hope for is that the darkness just ends up resting. Because at the end of the day, the darkness is always there. It's always waiting. And speaking of the darkness, that's when the big bad itself shows up, using its gigantic power and its army to breach through the House of Heroes. Thus, seeing that the heroes are now out of time, Dr. Universe teleports our heroes to the front lines to do battle. However, where the team ends up doing battle is basically located within a graveyard, a place of death and ruin, a dead multiverse, one that was swallowed up by the darkness, that being Multiverse 2, to which we see the arrival of Pariah, a guy who's basically involved in every past DC Crisis event. But if you read the Justice League Incarnate book, then you know that it was Pariah who ended up trapping Barry Allen, and that at this moment, he is currently the avatar for the Great Darkness. Now, Superman, being the nice guy that he is, knows that Pariah's planet was the first to fall to the Anti-Monitor. Like, he used to be a person once, someone who dreamt and was a scientist. But despite Superman trying his best to reason with him, Pariah doesn't care, because to him, the Great Darkness wants peace. Therefore, for the true multiverse to be reborn, our world, Earth Zero, has to die. Thus, this is it, folks. This is where we see the arrival of the Great Darkness's team, of every big bad the Justice League has ever faced. Villains such as Doomsday, Calypso, Necron, Darkseid. He's got every major bad guy under its control. And thus, Mortal Kombat Armageddon begins. And yeah, to put it in the most bluntiest way ever, shit is popping. Darkseid's punching, he's Omega being, and Wonder Woman slicing and dicing. Heck, you even got Jon Stewart doing some crazy shit with his lantern ring. However, while all this badassery is going on, we have Pariah, who's in the process of turning on a machine, but it turns out that this machine, the Chamber Machine, is what he uses in order to destroy entire worlds for the Great Darkness. And to make matters worse, because Darkseid back in Infinite Frontier issue number 0 destroyed the Quintessence, the Great Darkness brings this group out on the playing field. But wait, there's more. Because not only do the Quintessence make their appearance, so too does the Spectre, whom is a powerhouse of cosmic force. Arguably, he is one of the most powerful beings throughout the entirety of the DC Universe. So yeah, things are not looking good, thereby making it extremely difficult for the heroes to stop Pariah from activating his machine. But luckily, we have Green Arrow, and because he's such a dope archer, dude never misses. Thus, the hero showcases his talents for us to see, as he shoots one of his arrows. And because he's the best archer throughout the entirety of the DC Universe, all he manages to hit his target, thus taking out Pariah's chamber box. However, this issue is called the Death of the Justice League. There are no happy endings, because within an instant, Doomsday crushes Green Arrow, and with the Justice League focused on a heavily wounded hero, Pariah uses the time that he has to fix the situation. For Pariah uses the Chamber's power and imbues it within himself, making him extremely powerful, more so than ever before. And it's with that where the Trinity, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman perish instantly, killed in the same way that Barry was back in Crisis. The famous panel of Barry melting into oblivion. But it's not just the Trinity, it's every single member of the Justice League and the Justice League Incarnate. Thus we watch in horror as every single one of the heroes is melted down into oblivion. And despite the might and willpower of Black Adam, despite his desperate efforts in trying to stop Pariah, and despite the fact that Dwayne Johnson is cast as the Black Adam, it's to no avail. For the Justice League is now no more. The Justice League is dead. Like really, really fucking dead. And after shouting Shazam in a final effort to take out Pariah, Black Adam is left unconscious, left afloat within the void of space and time. Yet seemingly it appears that he was also able to take out Pariah in the process. Later on at the Hall of Justice, we pick up with Wally, Naomi, Detective Chimp, and Firestorm. And it's here where these heroes are trying to get in touch with the comms from the Justice League, but no response. And while they continue to figure things out, Jonathan Kent shows up, wondering on where his dad is and where the rest of the members of the Justice League are. But that's when a loud noise is sounded off in the other room, and it sounds as if someone just crash landed through the building. And with that, the heroes immediately check to see what's happening. And who they come across, layered in the feet, is Black Adam. The mightiful Black Adam, who is afraid of absolutely nothing, is fear-stricken, as he repeats over and over again that the Justice League are gone, that the Justice League is dead. And that, folks, was the end of Justice League, issue number 75. And thank you guys for checking out my video, as it truly means the world to me. And as always, I'm your majestic sayer for it's SuperCliff, and if you guys are new to the channel, then do me a solid by smashing that like and subscribe button. And also hit the notification bell so that you'll never miss out on an upload, and so that you'll always be kept up to date with your favorite top tier comics happening in the comic book world. Now tell me, what are your thoughts and opinions on this issue? Are you guys excited for Dark Crisis? Let me know down in the comment section below. And until the next video, peace.